NBC6 News Today at 6:30 starts now.
Get out! Get out! What part of law don't you understand? Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting arrested.
Yeah, police body camera video is providing a detailed look into what happened when officers pulled over Miami Dolphins star Tyreek Hill on Sunday morning. It's a confrontation that landed the wide receiver in handcuffs on the ground right outside of Hard Rock Stadium. We have team coverage for you this morning. NBC6's Bree Buckley has the interview with Tyreek Hill following that incident.
We do want to start with NBC6's Julia Bagg. She is live outside of the Miami-Dade Police Headquarters to break this video down for us this morning. And we're seeing this video because of pressure for Miami-Dade Police to release it early during the investigation.
Yeah, you can imagine, Chris, this is making national headlines, and the police director here, Stephanie Daniels, conceding this is breaking protocol, but also she says it's because of the department's commitment to keep the public informed.
It's 10:17 a.m. when a Miami-Dade motorcycle officer spots a black McLaren clocked at 65 miles per hour in a 40-mile-per-hour zone on Northwest 199th Street.
Don't knock on my window like that.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on?
Don't knock on my window.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on?
Knock on my window like that, no. Get my ticket, bro, so I can go. I'm gonna be late, gang. Do what you gotta do.
Keep it down. Hey! Keep your window down. Window down, I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car.
Give me your ass, bro.
Get out of the car.
Give me your ass, bro. Break that freaking window.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game.
At 10:19, less than a minute into the stop, an officer forcibly removes Tyreek Hill from the car.
Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, Drew.
Hill speaks to his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, over the phone.
Bro, God damn, twin. When we tell you to do something, you do it. You understand?
I'm getting out.
You understand? Not what you want, but what we tell you. You're a little confused.
I'm getting out, bro.
Too late.
Chill,
Too late.
All right, bro, take me to jail, bro. Do what you gotta do, bro.
We are. We will.
Good.
By 10:20, after being told to have a seat, another officer moves in to force him to the ground.
I just had surgery on my knee. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery in your ears when we go there. Chill, bro. Chill, bro.
At least one of the officers did not know who he was detaining.
You know who that is, right?
Huh?
You know who that is? No? It's one of the Dolphins star players.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's why it's such a big thing.
It grew into a bigger thing after teammates approached and officers warned them off.
Put your hands behind your back.
At 10:24, detaining one of them, Calais Campbell, because he did not leave the scene as ordered. With two Dolphins cuffed, higher-ups got to the scene.
And so about after 20 minutes of that incident, 20 minutes into that, the cuffs came off for both Campbell and for Hill, with Hill receiving a citation for reckless driving and for not wearing a seatbelt. Now, the whole incident remains under internal review here at Miami-Dade Police Headquarters. You can see more of that police body cam video by tapping our NBC6 app. Live in Doral this morning, Julia Bagg, NBC6 News.
Julia, thank you. Hill sat down with NBC News to share his version of the events.
NBC6's Bree Buckley live for us outside of Hard Rock Stadium, not far from where this all took place, with the latest on what Tyreek Hill is saying, Bree.
Yeah, he said that the entire situation happened so fast before he knew it. He was down on the ground in handcuffs, but he says he was cooperative, and he was the one that actually kept calm and didn't escalate the situation. Take a listen.
If you roll up on somebody all hostile, knocking on their window, and they already got their ID, you know what I'm saying, ready for you. It's not like I said, you're not getting my ID, you're not getting my ID. You know, it was one of those situations where it's like, here go my ID, sir, you know. And I let back up my window. He said, let it down, I let it down. Then that's when it went from 0 to 10. The other officer came in, just pulled me out. I'm glad that I'm able to sit here, you know, and be able to have these kind of conversations with you, because there could have been another headline, you know, with a situation like that. It could have been Tyreek was either tased or Tyreek was either shot, before his game, you know, and that's worst case scenario. And that's why, for me, in that situation, I feel like I was the calm one.
The Dolphins releasing a new statement last night, making it clear they're standing with him, saying in part, it is both maddening and heartbreaking to watch the very people we trust to protect our community use such unnecessary force and hostility towards these players. Yet it is also a reminder that not every situation like this ends in peace, as we are grateful this one did. Take a look at this video from yesterday. If you saw the touchdown celebration during the game, if you were watching, you saw where he mocked being put in handcuffs. He says he was just trying to laugh about the situation and have a good time. Back out here live, Tyreek says that he's now hoping to sit down with police and work with them in light of this recent situation. Now reporting live at Hard Rock Stadium, Bree Buckley, NBC6 News.
Bree, a lot of conversations happening right now, reacting to seeing that video. Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel reacted to the encounter. Let's take a listen to what coach had to say.
Trying to put myself in that emotion or in that situation that they've described emotionally. And then knowing more than that, I think the thing that me up, honestly, to be quite frank, is knowing that I don't know exactly, I don't know what that feels like.
So obviously the Dolphins are trying to manage this situation the best they can while also preparing for work. They have a game against one of their biggest rivals, the Buffalo Bills, which they have to face on a short week. Primetime football, Thursday night football, so they're trying to process everything involving Tyreek Hill and the Miami-Dade police while also getting ready for the Bills game on Thursday. You can count on NBC6. We're going to have continuing coverage of this story that is making national headlines and has a lot of people talking. We're going to keep you informed of any new developments on air, online, and through our NBC6 digital platforms.
Our time now is 6:36 on your Tuesday. We are tracking Tropical Storm Francine this morning in the Gulf of Mexico. That storm is expected to strengthen into a hurricane and make landfall in Louisiana tomorrow. So let's check in with our meteorologist, Chelsea Ambrose, with more on what this storm means.
Well, the storm still hasn't moved a whole lot since yesterday, but that will change in the next couple of hours. It's forecast to get up to a hurricane even later today. You can see where it is right now, still off the coast of Mexico. Impacts, though, already being felt even as far south as South Padre in southern Texas. Moving north-northwest 5 miles per hour, it will eventually turn and take that easterly track. At its core, 65-mile-per-hour winds. And you can see there are already tropical storm watches, tropical storm warnings, and hurricane warnings. But look at how far inland into places like Louisiana those watches and warnings expand. That wind field expands outwards as of right now 140 miles from the center. So even after it makes a landfall, impacts are still going to be felt as it moves onshore. Likely to be a Category 1 storm still just off the coast of Louisiana tomorrow morning. And you can see forecast as of right now could even get up to a Category 2 before it moves inland. We will be watching that. There's also a couple of other areas that are being monitored in the open waters of the Atlantic too, but we have our own rain and our own heat to get through here.
And right now, Chopper 6 over a major accident in West Park involving at least 2 cars. We're County Line Road at 441 completely blocked off right now due to this accident. So Hollandale Beach Boulevard is going to be your alternate route. Also, a major incident right now with major police presence off of I-195 heading westbound just after Alton Road, completely shutting down the area. Cars that are getting by are only getting by the shoulder there. So this is in Miami Beach again. Big presence of police activity. Unclear right now exactly what's going on. We're still waiting for confirmation exactly what the incident is right now. So your alternate routes can be to take MacArthur Causeway, I-395 to avoid getting caught up in this major massive delays right now due to that police activity. Broward, things are still pretty quiet in your area so far this morning. Chris Constance.
Well, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump are preparing to face off for their first time on the debate stage. It's happening in Philadelphia this evening. Harris and Trump are meeting in person for the very first time today for the high-stakes 90-minute showdown. The presidential nominees are expected to spar over policy issues ranging from the economy to foreign affairs. Both candidates seeking to shore up support from voters.
We're going to defeat Comrade Kamala Harris, and we are going to win the White House.
It's time to turn the page on the divisiveness. It's time to bring our country together, chart a new way forward.
Well, a new poll shows that more than 60% of likely voters want a major change from President Joe Biden. More than half say that Trump will bring that change, while only 25% say that Harris will bring that change. The presidential debate hosted by ABC News will be broadcast right here on NBC6. The pre-debate coverage, the special starts at 8 p.m., followed by the live debate at 9 o'clock.
The search for a gunman continues this morning after 5 people were injured in a shootout that happened right near Florida Memorial University. We're now learning that 4 of those 5 people shot have been released from the hospital. Police say the person detained on the scene has been released. So no arrests have been made. Investigators say it all happened after an argument between 2 people quickly escalated and led to the gunfire. Miami Gardens police confirming that someone rented out the Omega Center for a private event. Neighbors tell us parties there are getting too dangerous and they are now ramping up safety in their own homes.
I did the reinforced wall when we finished the house and we put the window, but right now all the window needs to be bulletproof because there's a lot of shooting going.
Well, did reach out to the Omega Center for a comment, but they have not responded. Anyone who has information on this recent shooting, you need to contact police or Miami-Dade Crime Stoppers with that info. That number 305-471-TIPS.
All right. Well, the ongoing debate on where to build a trash incinerator in South Florida, it continues today. Commissioners will be meeting to discuss the latest proposal site, part of a land swap deal. The newest pitch site is right off of Okeechobee Road by Northwest 137th. Street in exchange for developing the county-owned land along Northwest 58th Street between 87th and 97th Avenues. But the mayor of Miramar says the location is just not suitable and will bring his arguments before commissioners.
Homeowners in a Miami condominium building are waking up with no air conditioning this morning after a water pipe burst over the weekend, causing all sorts of problems. They've had no air conditioning since Saturday, and there have been heat advisories every day since. The AC isn't the only problem at the 50 Biscayne building. The elevators haven't been working either. According to 15 Biscayne Property Management, this past weekend a pipe burst on the 3rd floor and it caused some flooding in the lobby and in the garage and some of the businesses down below. Residents are sharing their frustrations.
The big issue there is people, handicapped people that lives in the highest floor, like in the 54th floor, and with babies too, and I don't know how they are doing, honestly.
Well, early Monday evening, neighbors received an email updating them on the situation. It says that they will have to go at least another night with no air conditioning because the parts should arrive later this week. In a statement to NBC6, the property management said in part that throughout this process, we focused on supporting residents by offering transportation throughout the community and moving their belongings.
Well, Governor Ron DeSantis asking for input during a roundtable discussion in Miami Lakes, focusing on the condo crisis. Condominium associations across Florida have until January 1st to have their buildings inspected and come up with a plan to pay for those repairs. A big concern with all this is the people living in the condos. They'll likely be priced out by huge special assessments and also higher HOA fees every month. The governor called on the state legislature to act on this issue.
We do need to do something this year. I don't think this is something that you can just put off to next March or April. I think there are a lot of looming deadlines, and we got to have a plan forward to be able to keep people in their units.
Yeah, the governor can call for a special session, but hasn't at this point. The state legislature has not indicated its plans to reconvene this year.
There's a new FDA mandate when it comes to mammogram guidelines, and it starts today. It may help detect breast cancer earlier. We'll tell you about the new information you need to know when we come back. 6:43 is your time. You're watching NBC6 Today.